in bad shape on the mana. So, all right, here we go. Let's hope we open something sweet.
I do have another pitch for why we should be doing Phantom, is because in my Affinity deck,
Comet Storm is
something
busted.
Sweet. Probably, I mean, I think it's probably the best. Maybe, what's it called is better. Profane Command, but Comet Storm is absurd.
Yep. So Comet Storm is red for X, and you deal X damage to a player or creature. And you can also pay 1 in addition to it any number of times and choose more targets. So it is absurd. If you pay like 8 mana, you can do... I mean, you can wipe out their whole team with Comet Storm. It is an absurd card and gives us a direction to go, which hopefully can be ramp.
Yep. Unfortunately,
other good cards in the pack are Gorehorn Minotaurs, Savage Twister, which is very, very good as well. Those are probably the next 2 best cards, which does put the person to our left into wanting to be some of the same colors as us. So hopefully red is open. If we have to, we'll abandon ship here. Unfortunately, Comet Storm is also a bulk mythic rare, which is unfortunate for money-wise.
So if I can make another quick pitch for Phantom, in one of my Spirits drafts, somebody got a pick 5, pack 3 Tezzeret.
Wow.
All right.
All right. So,
nothing to really follow up our Comet Storm well, unfortunately.
So, I like both of these cards, but they're 2 colors off the bat, and I don't know if those are things we want to just immediately jump into. My leanings would be Grim Affliction or Rampant Growth.
I would lean towards Rapid Growth. I think that Grim Affliction is a more rawly powerful card, but Ramp is great with Comet Storm. It opens up a splash, but like I would splash a Comet Storm, even though it's double red.
Yes, Comet Storm is worth a splash at double red.
And I think Grim Affliction is fine, but I feel like the increased probability of playing a Comet Storm is better for us than having a better card in Grim Affliction.
Okay, I can get behind Rampant Growth, and I think Rampant Growth is very good in this set. So.
Yep, Burst Lightning is great.
Burst Lightning, and here's the other Rampant Growth, but we want to cut red if we can. Burst Lightning is probably the best red common, so that's a very good sign for us.
Yep.
I'm going to make this a little smaller. So we're going to jump into red, and hopefully stay in red as we go forward here.
There's a second pillory going by.
Yep, so hopefully to our left, people go into black, white. Electraz is a very nice card, but again, 2 colors we want to kind of stay away from there. Narcolepsy, so really this is a pretty good pack, and hopefully we can cut red and push all these people into the other colors.
I actually have started taking Smash higher.
Smash to smithereens.
There's
Most
a lot
decks
of,
play
exactly
at least a target for it.
Yeah, I don't main deck. I haven't come all the way up to main decking it yet, but I will try and pick it above in the first half.
So, if you don't know, Smash the Smithereens destroys an artifact for 2 mana, instant speed, and deals 3 damage to their controller, which is the creature artifact's controller. We're going to take this Burst Lightning.
Yep. Ooh. Spike Bellows is a fine pickup.
Yep, and Spike Bellows will help with our removal package here. So again, we're cutting red. We are not married to this green here at all. So we're going to be red something aggressive, it looks like. Other interesting cards, there's not too many.
I mean, if we were going to try and do like a multicolor deck, the Sphere of the Suns is there, but honestly, I would take the Carnarium over that.
Again, Affinity does look wide open, but we're just going to keep shipping that.
Yep.
And we're going to grab this Spike Bellows. Mono red.
Well, I had said that I like the red-white deck better than Affinity. That wasn't an invitation to the Magic Gods to give me red-white Affinity or red-white beatdown, but that Hobgoblin can be a baller. We also have the Igniter we could go with, or we could go with an Evolving Wilds to keep open on colors, but.
We definitely could. We could try like just a kind of a 5-color with Rampant Growth here, grabbing baubles, expedition maps along the way.
I do feel like the Hearthfire Goblin isn't. This deck is open signal. It's a question if we even want that.
I
deck,
agree.
Even if it's open.
I think I'm going to hedge. Not even hedge. I don't really like the Goblin. I'm going to take the Evolving Wilds.
There we go. All right. I think we should grab the Iridescent
Soulstoke.
Yep, and
an
maybe move into Elementals. There was what was it? There was an Igniter in the last pack. The other option we could be if we really want to try this 5-color thing out is the Wayfarer's Bauble. It would be more fixing.
All right, well, let's take the Soul Stoke.
Yeah,
I think it's the best card for red in the pack. I do like Smoke Raider, but it's very fragile, and I like Soul Stoke better.
Okay. So again, the red-white double strike deck is open. There's a Boros Swiftblade there. I
like the Swiftblade better than the Trainee. The Trainee needs equipment to be good. Otherwise, it's very average. Not even average. It's bad if you can't get it to 4 power. If you don't know, it taps to deal 4 damage to a creature, which is a great ability, but it needs to have power 4 or greater, which unless you have equipment is hard to do. And I think we're going to grab the Swiftblade.
I think we just have to bite the bullet. And sometimes you have to play the deck that is open. Oh, and then again, there's the Cloud Elemental if we're trying to go elementals.
Sure.
With the Soul Stoke, that becomes a 3/4 flyer. Otherwise, we have an unsexy Flare Husk to try and boost our double strikers. My preference would be the Cloud Elemental, but that's me refusing to bite the bullet that I was talking about biting last time.
I'm going to take the Flare Husk.
Okay.
And...
well, I mean, if we're red-white, we want the Boros Garrison.
We'll take the Garrison. Yeah. I think it's better than the Flamekin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mainly because it's a land slot.
Yep.
Whereas the Soul Bright Flamekin would be replacing a spell. Brute Force is fine in the double strike deck.
Repeal is good.
Repeal is good, yeah. I mean, I think that on the signals, we could either go with the red-white or the red-blue elemental deck. I think that both of those things have been indicated open. Here I'm happy to take a smash.
What about the Sickle Slicer?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would put us further into the red-white double strike, but I mean...
I know you like smash. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take the Sickle Slicer.
Yeah, I mean...
if this one wheeled, I feel like we'll have other opportunities maybe.
Yeah, it's...
Brute Force, these are all... besides the Frogmite, these are all viable. Let's take the Carapace.
Yeah, I would take that as well.
Then we can focus less on...
yep, yeah, exactly.
Let's cut this in case somebody tore this.
I'd cut the...
I don't care about this.
Any of those. Yeah, there's so many... yeah. I think cutting the Death Knight was... I guess maybe... like, I think that the Death Knight is probably actually the better card, but I suppose it's probably more replaceable and you only want one, whereas if somebody's going for lift rate, they really... I don't think it's that big of a concern, though.
So actually, I think our deck looks pretty good so far. This is replaceable, depending on how many elementals we get.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of, if we're going to be red-white equipment, this is better than our other red-white equipment deck. Which one of these do I care? Probably this.
Sure.
I'd rather cut this than... if someone gets to overwhelm against us, we're in bad shape anyways. So the crew could be okay if we pick up a number of spirits. I don't know what aggressive spirits there are. Commies. I don't know if there's a Spectral Procession now that doesn't work with it.
Is there
okay, pack one. Foil Kiki Jiki and a Dark Confidant, and we have to take the Confidant. That's like 10. It's a bunch of tickets.
What's a foil Kiki Jiki?
All right, hold on. Ticket check time, because both of these are absurd. And of course we get them in the same pack.
I'm looking Kiki Jiki.
All right.
Kiki Jiki, the unfoil is $3.90. I don't know what it is foil.
All right, so Dark Confidant is 12-ish.
Okay.
Say 10 tickets.
Okay.
Switch to foil prices. Kiki Jiki is not. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, all right, I gotta get back to where the hell's my window.
I think you put it up. There you go.
Now it's on Confidant. So we're gonna take this Confidant because it is a lot of tickets.
Yep.
If we did not open the Confidant, where's my mouse? I'm over here. All right.
We would take the O-ring. Would be my.
We would take the O-ring.
Yeah.
But we're going to take some tickets and call it a day. Bolt is a fantastic pickup for us, and Arrest is in here too. But we'll take the Bolt.
And this is, I believe, my 8th M15 or Mountain Masters 15, and this is my first Bolt.
Yeah. So Bolt moved on common, 1 damage, instant speed. Or I'm sorry, 3 damage, instant speed for 1 red. It's the most efficient. It's the best red card of all time.
There's also Arrest. is also Igniter.
Yep. But we're going to be happy with this. We're going to try to. We're going to have a lot more burn than we did in the last one. Interesting options here.
I think it's Burst Lightning.
I agree. This is nice, but for 6, it's a lot.
I think there's a good chance we get
good chance this wheels potentially here, probably not. This for sure, potentially this.
Yep.
So we're going to take the burst.
Cathodian is also okay in this deck. It's just a weird,
just a 3/3. Yep.
But you put a player husk on it.
So we do want to start looking at creature count here. We've got 4 plus the Sickle Slicer, and these 2 are mediocre in our deck. Although at this point, with this much burn and a couple of equipment, it could be good. Oh, I guess the Flare Husk is kind of a creature too. But we do want to start grabbing dudes.
Yeah, we are also counting as a Baku as a creature.
Right. And Soulstoke, really, for that matter. The Soulstoke really only works with Spite Bellows, which it does work really well with Spite Bellows in the fact that you can attack for 7 and then it dies and you deal 6 to something if you can get it through. So we've got the burn.
See, it's funny. Oh, never mind.
Slaughtermaster. Yeah, we're not going to run Baku if we can avoid it. We're technically not married to white if we wanted to run this and Confidant.
Yeah, honestly, I mean,
really,
it's a pretty good Confidant deck right now.
Yep.
I mean, let's not go overboard and say now we're red-black.
I understand that, but looking at this pack, I mean, what else? I mean, we were picking Baku or Slaughtermaster, and this is an all-star in the Bloodthirst deck.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's try it. We'll take it, and
even with equipment, it's good.
I'm gonna move this here. Right, even with equipment, it's good, and see what happens. Now, like Lacerator, I think it's better than Combust if we want to go black here. The white option is Apostle's Blessing, which is not great. This is really aggressive.
I think. Yeah, I'd grab the Lacerator.
Right? I mean, I think we can make a switch to black here.
Yep.
Even the Death Denied's not terrible if we just throw away a bunch of creatures we've got. So let's make this. I think we're gonna go full on in here.
I like this deck a lot better too. Slinger
over Rusalka. Brute Force might wheel. This guy might wheel.
We already have
out of white.
Brute Force,
and we don't want to. This guy's so expensive. Like he's more of like controlling, and we want to be aggressive. This guy works really well with Confidant too. Our curve is very good.
Our curve is. I have Confidants in our Confidant.
Wow,
curve.
That's. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Dude, you had an awful one last game.
I make very awful puns.
Sign?
I think this deck wants Sign more than this with all the burn
absolutely. Well, especially with the Confidant.
And we don't need to cast this on 2. This can be this weekend double and cast this, so the double black isn't too big of a deal. We'll probably still play the Garrison, I suppose. Yeah, I like the audible to black here.
So far, so good. Spite Bellows and Confidant are not BFFs, but other than that...
That's it, though.
Yeah. Minotaur?
Over Thief, over Waking Nightmare.
Or Boros Garrison, but...
Nope.
We don't really have anything we want to splash in white. Yeah, so let's take the...
Red was open the other way, so I like where we're going here.
Yeah, me too.
The Comet.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And Comet Storm flips off Dark Confidant for 2.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Fire Slingers go here. That's nice.
We do want to pick up some more Bloodthirst, but this guy on his own plus our burn, like,
absolutely.
This is also like a 16 land deck, so I think we got to pick up a dude here. We got 8 creatures, 9, 10 with the Flare Husk, which is not, well...
Yeah, Igniter is a fine...
it also, for 3, pumps the team.
Yep. He's a 3/3 for 3 if we're playing the Soulstoke.
I think we'll take the guy.
Sure.
And I think it's... Yeah. And I guess it does work with Soulstoke. Not playing this.
You know, honestly, Kitesail isn't awful in the Bloodthirst deck. It's not great, but...
We have 19 playables already. I just don't see us...
Yeah, what I like it is sideboard against the token deck that you have trouble beating through.
We'll cut this.
Okay.
We don't... Or this.
Yeah, I think I'd rather cut the Flash Freeze if we're going to hate something.
And
that Spirits guy has got to be dancing, but that's okay.
we can kill this pretty easy. Maybe we'll just grab this.
I'd hate the Baku because I mean if we get to a board stall, we're not happy. Combust to the sideboard.
I think it's better than gut shot for the main,
so
right?
Yeah. Brute Force wield. Wow. 2 ridiculous last picks for the Spirit deck. Going opposite directions, but
I cut 1 Brute Force at this point. Maybe we'll play the second one, but we'll see.
I like
We're at 19 playables, so we can really hopefully be really selective here.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get some good stuff for this deck. Kozilek.
Not Burst Lightning is great though.
Burst Lightning is great. Kozilek, do you want to do a quick price check on him? I think he's probably only a couple tickets. Which
He's foil, Kozilek.
Is it a foil?
Yeah, because that's
foil. So we've opened insane. If we open actual packs, we'd be rolling in money.
Yeah, he's 327.
I don't think it's worth the pick. We'll pass it.
Yeah.
And someone can play 10 drops against us. I think we grab this.
Yep. A Vampire wouldn't be the worst thing in this deck, but not over a Burst Lightning.
No. Fire Slinger, Bat.
All his dust is here. But I honestly think we might need the Bat.
I think so. I agree. We have double Fire Slinger already, and a 2-drop that we can make a 2/2 flyer.
Honestly, I'm in between the Bat and the Cathodian.
I like the Bat better.
Sure.
I think
yeah. Sorry.
I think we have enough ways.
Okay. So there's been 2 foil and rare and rare foil packs back to back. I like this deck because it's an aggro deck with removal options.
And these Burst Lightnings don't get worse. They get better as you flood.
I mean, Dark Confidant has got to be having another Dusk Hunter Bat.
I think we take the Bat.
Yeah.
We're not going to play this.
No. I like lowering our curve with evasive creatures. Like, that's... so we could get another Fire Slinger, or we could get a Custodian. I think the Fire Slinger is what I would want.
Yeah. I mean, we can really get aggressive with the land count here, too. We may be able to go 15
We don't have a single Blood Ogre, which is weird. I always feel like I get those by the score. Now we're hating, I think.
Yeah, I don't think with 23 already.
I'm hating on the death if I'm me. But
the what?
Scuttling death. It's particularly good against us. It's the top end of the soul train.
Or this, which gains life.
No.
But
I mean, that'd be a sideboard card against us, I guess, but...
Actually couldn't play it, too. I mean, it's a 5-drop. We'll put it on the board for now. Hopefully we don't have to. Because we have 22 playables right now. Stormblood Berserker.
Wow.
Is in the deck. Join the team.
Yeah.
This guy, if you watched any of our last drafts, this guy, if you enable him on turn 2 off of a Fire Slinger or a Lacerator, it's the scariest thing you can do on turn 2 in this format, in my personal opinion. I'll take one more of those.
Sure.
Unfortunately, we didn't hit it.
I'd say it's between the Igniter and the Wilds.
I think we'll take this. I'm not really that concerned with picking up a Wilds. I mean...
I'm just worried because we have Lacerator and 2 Bats, which we all kind of want pretty early.
I like this. It gives us a little bit of reach if we get too much mana to pump our team.
Mm-hmm. I think they're both fine options. It's just what my bias is. I hate losing more than I like winning, I guess. Sure. Old Gory. Another Scuttling Death coming by. That has been my experience, is that the Spirits deck is always open. But we didn't have any. Like, I guess we did. We could have gone there. But.
So I think we can cut the Soulstoke. It just doesn't do enough for us.
Is Spite Bells too dangerous with the Dark Confidant?
I don't think so.
Okay. I think it's... I like it against, like, Flood Insurance, but it's also a good removal spell to get something through.
Yep. I mean, it kills just about anything in the format. I mean, unless if someone's casting Eldrazi against us, we're losing anyways.
Yep. What are you doing? Actually, Tezzeret's Gamble might be a good card.
Actually, it might be something we run. Do we have anything with counters? We do. We have these guys.
Yeah.
And this, and the Bats.
Yeah.
get on my team, and it might be better than Sign in Blood. Do we run a 4th Fire Slinger?
Yeah, we run a 4th Fire Slinger. I mean, honestly, we could stick a Fire Slinger and then just like remove threats.
Tesseract's Gambit is probably just straight better than Sign.
Absolutely. Yeah, because when you're casting it, you're not like. Yeah, I think that also makes my mana concerns a lot less. I like this deck. It is an aggro deck, so it's very draw dependent, but...
Alright, what don't we like here? This is pretty good against us.
The trainee gets turned on by the Sickle Slicer, the Copper Carapace, and Brute Force ones.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, no, I'm just...
I think we're going to hate that. And we're not playing Smoke Braider.
Let's take a Kite Sail.
Take the Kite Sail for the sideboard.
It's just, yeah, there's a very specific time to sideboard. I mean, so this deck has some aggression, but it also has, like, decent card draw, and then it has some late game just blowouts. Yeah, because, like, the Burst Lightnings, Heat the Servitor, I guess it kind of gets in our way. I don't think Waking Nightmare is going to stop us. I guess we could have had it for the sideboard.
Yeah, but
I don't want cards that don't do damage.
I agree.
Right, and we actually
the
have
only one that doesn't do damage is this, and it actually can do damage if we proliferate with it.
Yeah.
Look at all them ones.
That is a lot of... That is Flare Husk in our deck?
Yeah. Oh, you're asking should it be?
Yeah.
So, it's a creature on 1 that can enable bats. Like, I think it should be. And it makes things better later, too. Like, putting it on a Berserker, or a Outcast, or a Minotaur.
Sure. Or, yeah, the bats are nice. Okay. I'm just... Sorry, I'm already thinking ahead because we have to make some cuts.
I think we have to make 1 cut. This is a 16-land deck, for sure. With 12 1-drops.
Oh, right, and we have the...
we have 1 Garrison.
Yep.
We'll run the
okay,
Garrison.
Yep, sure. Well, then, what's our 1 cut? Comet Storm.
No. Don't react to these yet, but this would be... I think we need the creatures, so these would be my two, or the 4th Fire Slinger.
So...
I think those would be my 3 choices. I think the rest are...
I think my choice here would be Brute Force, then. I think that those... I think, for me, it's in between the Copper Carapace and the Brute
makes the
Force.
Fire Slingers better, potentially. I know you're going to pay for 1 a lot, but you can make it a 3/3 if you need some Carapace.
Right. The thing about Brute Force is, usually, I like tricks as a substitute for removal.
Yep.
And we have a crap ton of removal.
Yep.
So that would be why I would put Brute Force on the X. But I wouldn't be upset if you cut any of those 3.
God, I don't know what the answer to how many Fire Slingers is too many Fire Slingers is.
I mean, in M15 it was... it was...
I mean, like, basically the deck absolutely wants a turn 1 Fire Slinger because we have 3 things to do on turn 2 and 3 things to do on turn 4. So the fact that we want one really badly bodes well. The question is, like, in multiples they don't get worse. I mean, they just up the clock by 1.
I just think it's so... My biggest concern with the Fire Slingers is
I'm going to cut the Brute Force.
Okay, yeah, that would have been my first choice as well. Definitely don't need that.
No, we don't need that. And I'm going to definitely do this. Let's see what this looks like. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is double black.
Yeah, and I don't really
1,
care.
2.
I mean, within reason, that Outcast can come down pretty late and still...
Let me add 1 more.
What are our wilds for this deck, since it's such a... I mean, I know that it's bad with all of our curve, but we have such a split mana base.
I will try your Evolving Wilds.
Okay.
My inclination would be to just run an extra swamp, but we'll try it.
Okay.
Alright, this is what we're running. deck looks good.
It is
if it doesn't slip on mana, this is nearly as aggressive. I would say it's slightly less creature aggressive than sort of the maximum aggressive deck, but with 4 1-drop burn spells and a Comet Storm on the top end, like that is, if we get them to 10, they're in trouble. And this deck should be capable of getting them to 10. The audible out of white was really our best decision. And it's funny because we rare drafted the Confidant not really going that cast coming so late. Like, this is such a good card in the deck. Being able to make a 4/4 lifelinker on turn 4 is both can win you races, and it's just by itself such a threat for the opponent.
This also has to be one of the best Bob decks I've ever seen.
For limited, absolutely.
like
basically, we have 1, 2, 3 threes. You don't even really mind that much.
Isn't there? How do we pull up the? Display.
Oh,
there's a way to. No, there's a way to do like the stats on the deck. But you might need to save the deck first.
What do you want? What stats do you want?
So like you can pull up the converted mana cost.
Oh, average converted mana cost.
Converted mana cost and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, realistically though, without looking, like the threes, you don't mind that much. So we're worried about flipping 3, 5 cards in the deck. Really?
Yep.
Like a series of these in a row is bad, but
no, I wasn't. It wasn't. That wasn't me saying, "Oh, maybe it's not worth having it in the deck."
No,
I was trying to find out exactly how good it was in our deck.
I know exactly what you're saying. So,
like, it's not quite a. I don't think it's quite a Phyrexian Arena on a stick, but it's pretty darn close to one per.
It's our average converted mana cost with 16 zeros and 11 sets. Our average converted mana cost has got to be like between 2, 2.5 maybe.
Yeah.
So Mike, I know you're watching. I'm trying to do more card explanations for you. This is a card called Dark Confidant. He was a invitational card, meaning they used to hold tournaments called invitationals, which were like the best of the best for the year, I think. And the winner of that tournament got to design their own card, and this is one of the cards that came out of it, called Dark Confidant. Shortcutted to Bob, because the creator's name is Bob Marr, I believe. And so it's a 2 for a 2/1 creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library, put it into your hand, and you lose life equal to its converted mana cost. So when we're talking about the converted mana cost of these cards, so if we reveal this Vampire Outcast at the beginning of our upkeep, we get to draw it, but we take 4 damage because it costs 4 mana.
And honestly, if we're getting the Vampire Outcast, that's not the worst thing to be taking damage on.
In a constructed environment where you're building a 60-card deck, you can really cater to his ability by having lots of lands, 1-drops, and 2-drops, so that you're taking very minimal damage off of it while drawing an extra card each turn, which is very powerful. In most limited decks, draft, sealed, etc., your mana curve is not this low with so many 1-drops. Usually you're filled up on 2s, and then you kind of cater off here back as you go.
Yep.
So we're going to take a brief pause for a second and stop talking so we can introduce the draft for our YouTube videos.
Lock the Zoo, that's an awesome name.